What kind of attack? So physically, have you been attacked? Okay. Emotionally, have you been attacked? Verbally, have you been attacked? Spiritually, and this is to Alex. Alex is part of the intercessors. So you know how it is like when you pray dangerous prayers. You meet to do healing and deliverance and things, and then you get back to your house, and then you say, "Oh, okay." Somebody who said, "The devil say I'll meet you in your house." After all the casting, break and loose, and the pioko and the outs, you come back to the house and say, "Okay, my brother, good work done on that on that evening, but let's meet." And you know, I used to get so frightened when especially my spiritual or Joshua's brother will share with us the number of spiritual attacks they've had, just because they are utilizing the gifts that God has given to them. And when they tell you about the attacks, it's not pleasant for anybody who had a feel of what it is to be attacked spiritually. It is not a pleasant one. But the point is that there is a God who always fights for us. Okay. And so being attacked in any form, whether physical, spiritual, emotional, and people even have seizures like rheumatism, asthma attacks and all that. All those attacks are not pleasant. But there's one part of the attack that we fail to know that they are attacks, and it's in relation to how people treat us. There are times people attack us verbally. People attack us emotionally with words that breaks us to the very core of our being. And we ask ourselves, what did I do to merit this? So this morning, can we just talk about when people give us an invitation, or they throw the invitation to us by attacking us and expecting how we'll also react afterwards. So on my birthday, which was on Tuesday last week to be precise, somebody nearly attacked me. And so you are wondering what kind of attack. Was it physical? Was it verbal? Was it emotional? But prior to that Tuesday, which was a Monday, I had given someone warning not to park in front of our house, just because I felt it was a bit disrespecting to park and inconvenience people and not even get out of your car and say, "Good morning, can I park in front of your house?" And that was the part that got me really irritated. So you park in front of somebody's house. You don't tell them, you don't greet them, and you move. And the person wants to get out of their house and they are struggling and they cannot find you. And apparently this young lady has been parking in front of my cousin's shop, God knows how many years now, without even an iota of respect. Simple courtesy. "Good morning, madam. Can I park in front of your shop?" So that morning, I felt the need and the urge to say that, "Madam, this way of parking okay, are we back? All right. So this way of parking and your shared disregard for the one who owns the shop is not so on." So I asked in a very polite manner for her not to park. Apparently, the message went to her. And so I heard insults flying left, right, center. I totally ignored. But there was a part of me that says, give them the answers they also needed. So some of the things that flew around was like, nobody is taking land anywhere. When you die, carry your land. You know those ones. And what do you think? This small space, you want to take what and do what and say what and you think what? Those ones some. So I totally disregarded all those insults that were flying. Not until the next day, which was my birthday, for me to be told that she had defied the orders of not parking in front of her, to park elsewhere. So I was called to come and look at the results of her action. Just when I stepped out of my room, my birthday, of course, I met her. Unfortunately, she didn't see me in sight. So I overheard someone saying that, oh, are you still parking there? Didn't you hear yesterday? And these were her words to me, that I'm going to park there. She should come and face me. I'm ready for her.
Wow.
Then, coincidentally, I met the last endings of her statement, which I just shared with you. And then instinctively, I was boiling. I was boiling. And I don't know what, but we thank God for the gift of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Who controls our emotions.
Amen.
So if you are willing and ready to just be under his guidance, you'll be fine. So I just told myself, relax. The person has thrown an invitation to me, an invitation to also attack her, because she had verbally attacked me, and she was expecting a response. So I just said, no, I'm not going to do anything to you. You can go. And it started a conversation between myself and her. It was a fruitful one, because I took my time to explain to her why I said what yesterday, and I took my time to let her know that it is just courteous. It is just a sign of respect to tell people that you want to inconvenience them. And so you are packing, and that ended the story. There are a lot of people who will inconvenience us. We don't have control over what people think about us. We don't have control over who attacks us. We don't have control over who expects that once they throw an invitation to us, we should also respond in a certain fashion. But we have control over how we respond. And that's the part that we almost every time forget. That we have control over what our reaction must be when people attack us. It is not funny to be attacked, whether physically, spiritually, emotionally, verbally. It is not, because instinctively there's a part of you that has to react, and that's how we are wired as human beings. When somebody says something that does not sit well with you, there's an obvious reaction, and the reaction can be to explode, to retreat, or not to say anything. But most often than not, we are more reactive. We are more reactive. We tend to meet people booth for booth. We tend to reply insults with insults. We tend to continue the fight because the person came with a fight. We tend to say that the same dose of medicine you gave me, I'm going to give you the same dose that you also administered to me. And that has been a lot of issues that we grapple with even as everyday people. Our loss of control when people attack us. I don't know if you have had a total experience. Usually when you sit at the back seat, me, I am a back seat person. So when I sit at the back seat, and you know how it is, like somebody wants the window and you want to sit, and their legs are adjusted in a way, and they don't want to push. You know that one. It is not funny. The person, simple courtesy, oh, I have stuff, or I will get down here, or something. Just because they are there, and you are even struggling to take your seat at the back, it's not even a sign for them to say, can I even shift? Can I push? And they will just be there. There are times people have recounted getting injuries just because of their own selfish reasons. For me, I like to sit in church, and usually I like the window. I like the window for the simple reason that I am allergic to a lot of things. So perfumes and all that, sweat to its part, but a lot of things. So anytime the scent is unfriendly, whether the perfume is highly scented, I just give myself the window, and then my nose takes the fresh air. So that's how come I like the window. The second reason why I like trotro windows is I get to look at everything that's around. You know, it's strategic. You see all the nice shops with the chobi wearing all the nice dresses, and that's why you see everybody. You see the hustle and bustle, how people, and I mean, I like the whole experience of just sitting at the back and observing people go about their normal duties. And that is it. But the question is, must we always react when people attack? That's the big question that I am throwing out this morning. There are people whose energy are leveled up when they attack us. That's their means of survival. They so like it to start a fight. They so like it to start a confrontation. They will not let anything pass by without commenting. And this is how they are wired. Their energies are evil. They suck energies, and they expect that the same energies they give you, you will have to also respond. And unfortunately, we have not taken cognizance of that fact. No. That there are people who almost every time are negative. They always want to fight. They always want to prove a point. They always want to start the argument. They always want to win. They always want to retaliate with worse. And such people have PhD in zero tolerance for what? Accepting things as they are. Some people do not tolerate anything and everything. It can just not pass. They must comment. They must fight. They must argue. They must explain. And these are the people we meet every day. Fortunately or unfortunately, some of us are not like that. But some of us too are learning to be like that. Because there's transfer of negative energy. And you know, people also in the past are always of the opinion that if people attack you verbally and you do not react, they take you for granted. If somebody punches you hard in the rib and the person knows that you're feeling the pain, and the person knows that that is where the pain hits the most, they will continue to hit that part. So there's two schools of thought. Once you don't say anything, they think you're a weakling. Once you don't retaliate, they think you're a pushover. They can step on you. They can just have a field day just because they know that, Maxine, whether or not I say anything, she will tolerate. She will not say anything. But I have come to realize that it is usually the best. It is usually the best. Especially even when it has to do with strangers. Because most often than not, there are people who come and cross our paths. Strangers, to be precise. And it is not in your place to be carrying somebody's stupidity in the trotro. These are things people have done over the period. Their system is all wired up. All they know is to attack. When you have not done anything, sometimes you sit in the train and ask, dear Namayo, what did I do? I only said you should shift. I only said I'm getting down here. And that only started a fight. Sometimes you don't have to do anything to anybody. Because I have come to the realization that sometimes, and most often than not, people do not treat us as the way we treat them. And I don't expect people to treat me nicely. If you treat me nicely, thank you. If you don't, I will not stoop to that level. We are forgetting that sometimes we have stooped to certain levels that we shouldn't have. Mm-hmm. Imagine me stooping to the lady's verbal loose words that I am packing. She should come and do whatever she wanted to do. I'm sure that day there would have been a fight. And everybody will know that, yes, this is a birthday fight. But you see, stooping to people's level may mean that you are just, or you end up just being tagged like one of them. And that's the part that as everyday people, we should kind of re-strategize. How do you deal with people who attack your personality? It's not like backdoor personality. The person is in your face. The person has said things that you know that all the things the person is saying is unfounded. It's not true. How do you deal with it? Are you currently dealing with some people who are attacking you, maybe at the workplace, in your parish, at your church, the circle of friends you find yourself in? And how do you intend dealing with that person? How have you strategized in the past months? Tomorrow is a new month. Can we just re-strategize? Can we just change the formula? Can we just change the rules of the game? That it is not every attack that demands that we also attack. Attack for attack is always not the answer. What is the answer? Attack for silence. Attack for keeping a blind eye. Attack for behaving as if you are deaf and dumb. Attack for saying little. Attack for allowing people to be as nasty as they are. You might look like the loser. It might seem as if you have lost the game, because guess what? We all have the propensity, capability to attack people the same measure they attack us. If it's insults, we can equally give them a fair share of also our insults that we have kept in our closet. If it's fighting, for some of us, I don't know, Alex, but for some of us, I don't know if I've ever lost a fight, but I'm not the fighting type. But you know that this guy who is spewing at Jazz is somebody you can discipline. You can. But you just keep quiet and say, you are not worth a single word from my mouth. Can we be sensitive to our environment even in the next months? Can we be sensitive to those people who we know and have tagged as troublesome, as our attackers? Can we put brakes instead of accelerating? When there is an urge to respond in a way that is not too good, can you just apply the brakes instead of accelerating? Can you just leave that scenario? Can you just exit that family member meeting who is causing stress that you do not like? Can you just excuse yourself from that conversation that you know is going to end in something that, if not possible, you might just dirty yourself in public? Can you just not pay attention to those loose comments people will make about you and the traumatized and everybody who comes in your circle? Can you just tune off? It's not easy. It's not a child's play. It's not easy, and it's not easy. But can we just strategize? Because at the end of the day, you end up being the better person. Winning means that you would have to keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on the fact that you have a reputation. Keep your eye on the fact that you're a child of God. Keep your eye on the fact that the Spirit of the living God lives in you. Keep your eye on the fact that some people are naturally attackers. And it is not by you saying anything that would make them change their position or change the kind of energy they wield. Keep your eye on the prize. We'll be right back.
And so are you accelerating or you are braking? Okay, so Maxine, there is a comment here that there is a comment I want you to take a look at.
All right, we have a comment. Can we please hear that?
Okay, so this person is saying, I will take a break. I will take a break.
Okay.
And then there is another one, Rex.
Okay, Rex.
His name is Rex. He says, focus on your goal. Folks sometimes engage in personal attacks to distract or divert you from the real issues on the table.
Yeah.
That folks sometimes they engage you in personal attacks to distract or divert you from the real issue on the table. And the final one says that you should exercise your leverage. I wish I had understood what leverage is. I, grammatically, I can't consider, just think it for the person here.
Okay, sure.
Yes, and the very last one is consider going over their heads.
Okay.
They are all from Rex. It says,
Okay.
sometimes I will consider going over their head. Well, Rex, I wish you would have said, or you'd have continued the sentence. But if you are considering going over their heads, what exactly are you trying to say? Well, we have Maxine in the studio, so she probably will have a relation to this. So, Maxine,
Okay.
what do you say?
So Rex, thank you so much for all the comments that you sent in. And we're still on the topic when to apply the brakes or whether to accelerate. And people always would give us the option of whether to accelerate. And most often than not, we are always accelerating because we have not come to the point where we honestly would want to take a break and just look at the situation from a very, very objective point of view. See, I won't sit here and lie. We all have nerves. We all have pride. We all do not like it when we are disrespected.
Very well.
There are times we know we have the capability to put people in their place. But you see, there's a part of our lives that we forget, and I think we have not nurtured, is our ability to sense it when people are troublemakers. I don't know. But if we can be a little sensitive, you know that the person wants to start a conversation, and it's also like they want an honest conversation. They just want to start trouble. You know that the line of conversation from the point with which it's directing, you are sure that this is not going to end too well. Can we start being sensitive? Somebody would ask, how are you able to? And for me, I sense it, because you see, when that lady came with that expression of, I am parking here, she should come and do whatever she wants, I knew that this is somebody who was ready, had prepared her mind to start a fight. So once you're able to sense it, you know how we do it when we're children, Madojo. Madojo, we used to say that, and it hurts, especially when somebody brings something or the person wants to crack a joke or make fun of you and say, where dodge, it hurts the other person. But that was our survival mechanism then. You say that and the person goes back with a dropped face just because the agenda for the day has not been fulfilled.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we have allowed other people to have a fulfilled agenda just because we failed to apply the brakes. They are happy when we respond. They are happy when we are not able to sense that this is somebody who is bringing trouble. They are happy when their negative energy is transferred to us. They are happy when they can say that, I have been able to rip this lady off her tolerance level. They are happy. But you see, when we turn the coin on the other side, for those of us, most often than not, when we accelerate instead of brake, we go back to our closet and we're like, I should have acted maturely.
Yeah.
I should have taken my time. That is what is the biggest indicator for you that you are not the accelerator type. You are the brake type. And so for you, the brakes must always work. And you know how it is like if you don't brake and you keep accelerating, especially when you're on the road where you have to brake, it is often disastrous. Can we just look into our lives? Can we do an introspection for the many times we have failed to apply the brakes and rather opted to accelerate when we knew we had what it takes to relax, when we knew we had what it takes to not transfer that same energy somebody is transferring to us back to them? We only say back to sender when it is you will die. You will not prosper. You will not see your children's children. But can we, in our subconscious mind, send back to sender to some people who want to start negative energies and want to start attacks with us? Can we just spiritualize that too and say that, okay, I am a child of God, I am supposed to be peaceful? But you see, in the midst of that, I said we do not forget that we also have what it takes to also retaliate. We have what it takes to accelerate. It's not like we can't accelerate. We can, but we just look at the bigger picture. The conclusion of my story was not something I gave details to, because I realized that after adding the brakes, I got the results I wanted.
Okay.
Now the lady, interestingly, gave me what the agenda for the day was, because she told me from her own mouth that prior to the day before, she insulted me. She said it, that, oh, I insulted you. So she was waiting obviously for a response.
Okay.
Some of the insults flew. I heard some and I didn't respond. I told myself I've given her maximum 20 minutes. That's the farthest she can go. She will get tired and she will stop insulting. So having a one-on-one chat with her, I think she didn't envisage that I was going to talk with a low tone. I was going to explain my reason for telling her not to pack, and so I had won the battle. And these are the kind of battles we should be winning. It doesn't matter if in your family you are all tagged as being quarrelsome. You would have to be the one with the brakes. It doesn't matter if everybody thinks, oh, as for this matter, deal with them. And sometimes we also do not help our friends, especially when our friends want our candid opinions on how they have to react to the way people attack them. We also give them opinions and advice that are not about brakes, and it's always about accelerating. There are times you just have to accelerate a little bit. A little bit of your acceleration means that you have to be rational. You don't have to be offensive, disrespectful as they were, but use a different strategy. In the same matter, the person might expect a certain response. Can you re-strategize your response, not as he or she would expect? Can you start shocking some people? Can you start giving some people something to think about? Can you start disgracing people publicly by not saying anything? I know people who are always, almost every time, running after people with insults, and they will not even utter a word, and you are wondering, is it this man that they are talking to and the person is not talking? Sometimes silence is golden.
Wow.
Then when you open your mouth at the right time and you decide to accelerate, wisdom comes out of your acceleration. Respect comes out of your acceleration. Applause, if they won't give you physically, they'll go into their closet and say, this thing this lady did is a typical example of who a Christian should be. We are not here for everybody to like us. We can't stop people from attacking us. Day in, day out, there are people whose motive and agenda is to attack us. But can we do a better job by pulling the brakes? Can we exercise self-control and self-restraint when it comes to how we also want to met out the same? Can we not just feed the people the same teaspoon of milk they gave us? Can we just not eat what they are feeding us with? Can we just not attack when they attack? This is not like Game of Thrones, so when they say attack, everybody's attacking. Now this is how our life has become. Like there is always a need to react to everything. Social media is no exception. People attack us on our walls. People attack us with their comments. People will attack and attack. Can you just not attack on that comment section? Can you attack in a sensible way in their inbox? Can you message them? Can you DM them? Can you PM them? Attacks are not pleasant, but how we react, how we pull the brakes, how we live to know that accelerating is always not the best in the midst of chaos. Attacks will not stop. but our actions and how we respond to those attacks must be top notch. We'll be right back.
And so must we always react when people attack? Must we always react when people attack? And so, Magdalene, I have a scenario here.
Okay.
That, Rex is like, today you're going to be doing the show with Rex. And he's saying this. He's actually quoting somebody.
Okay.
Let me read his scenario first. He says, I have this lady who is so trapped in pain. I can feel it whenever she talks to me. She's a co-worker.
Okay.
She's in this pain so severe that she wanted someone else to feel it with her. But she did not know another way to express her pain. So whenever I'm meeting her on the doorway, she shows me and even went as far as to spread rumors that I was attacking her.
Okay.
So this is from Rex. And then this is the quote he's giving. He says, have the maturity to sometimes know that silence is more powerful than having the last word.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rex. Thank you so much for sharing that very personal experience with us. And sometimes I say it. Somebody will say that, you asked for it. But sometimes we don't even ask for it. Rex didn't ask for this. I mean, Rex is not privy to whatever the lady is going through. It's just an office colleague. And I mean, the Rex cannot be privy to all the nitty-gritties of what is happening. But see, this is somebody who is shoving him and doing all the unpleasant things to him. The first thing I learned is a hard thing. But the first thing I learned is that when people are nasty towards you, you might look like, forgive my language, Jimmy. You might look stupid. You might look foolish. You might look like, is this person all right? But it kills them. It drives people nuts. When they treat you, they attack you, and you say, or you just smile. You say nothing and you smile. Because ordinarily they're expecting an answer. But once you smile, sheepishly, like you are not correct, it kills them. So for me, that is one of the weapons. When people are nasty towards you, master the art of smiling. Smiling and silence. It drives them nuts. It drives them crazy. Because they can't really understand why you should be smiling when somebody is being nasty towards you. I don't know what solutions you might need to go through this whole period or this whole experience when people attack us. But there's something I know, that attacking will never stop. People will attack our personality just to bring us down. They will attack our personality just to let us not feel our self-worth. They will attack our personality just because you have something they do not have. Is it my fault that my boss likes me? And it's because I have not done anything extremely. Is it my fault? And sometimes people even tend to forget that there are people who are blessed in certain areas. Some people just glow. Some people just some people have presence. That's the word. And you can't do any. And so somebody attacks you because of your presence, because of what God has given you. You don't have to go around apologizing. Know that there is a reason for why they are doing what they are doing. And your solution is to smile. There are some people who attack us just because they even know that what we are doing is top notch and they want to instill some doubt in us. I don't know if you've been in a particular office setting. Hey, this thing you can't do, meanwhile you have done it. Hey, why are you struggling? It's almost like 1 hour now. You are not done. They know you will deliver. So they just want to instill some doubt in you. They just want you to know that you are not worth what you are doing. Sometimes they just want you to doubt your capabilities and potentials. But know that you do not need to be nasty. You do not need to accelerate. All you need to is to take a cool, okay, Ignore if you can. Say nice words if you can, instead of nasty ones. I know it's not logical, but just know that sometimes even pretending not to have heard what they are saying even kills them. Pretend. Alex, do you have another comment?
Yes, I have someone. Now you join with a lady who says, I agree with you, Maxine.
Okay.
That sometimes the best option is to ignore them.
Yeah.
Just kill them with silence.
Okay.
Just kill them with silence.
Kill them all. Yes. With all the silence.
I just had to read it, the last part twice so that you could emphasize.
Yeah. Kill them with the silence. Kill them with a smile. Yes. Kill them with the no saying anything. Kill them. Pretend that you didn't hear that comment. You see, sometimes that's it. Last time I went in the salon, the lady said, hey, now that the corona has come and people are married to interview people, you still get married. I was just in the dryer. Wow. And I just didn't say anything. And after I think they were expecting, because in the past I would have said something. I'll put you in your place. I mean, I just came for a service. Can you just render and let me go somewhere? I just, now after she did everything, say, hey, of late you have become quiet. So I said, I'm learning to be quiet. And that is what they come up with. There's an agenda to get you angry. There's an agenda to get you furious. There's an agenda for them to help you doubt yourself. They want to instill doubt in you. They want to kill your dreams and all that. Just keep quiet. Sometimes you don't ask for the attacks, but they will come anyway. You just have to be smart about it. Re-strategize. It's a new era. For all those who knew you that, hey, Maxine, she's not an easy prey. If you dare not, and you step on her foot, she would massacre you. Simple. Let the story change now. Change the narrative. Because on Penny Radio, we give hope to. Sometimes we know that the situations were hopeless and there was no hope. But now we are giving ourselves hopes because we know each day grants us the opportunity to be better people.
Very important.
And so, can you just be the person? Maybe you are the wild one, but can you just be like, I mean, even our master Jesus he's the lion and he's what? Right. The lamb. Yeah. He's the lion and he's the lamb. Maybe you have roared too hard over the years. Why you did everybody knows you, no nonsense, no, and people keep attacking you with the same thing because they know that is where you would react. Can you be like a lamb this time around? It is not like you are being a lamb who is being led to the slaughter. Whether you like it or not, people will slaughter you. People will massacre you. They will kill you. They will disfame you. But you see, there's something about your silence. There will be something about your smile. There will be something about you pretending not to have heard. There will be something that will kind of like give them to something to think about.
Okay, Maxine, I have this philosophical statement also that silence is golden.
Okay.
It's from Letty, the same person who gave them. Them with silence.
Okay.
She says silence is golden, and this one she has added the emoji of love with the eyes and all those.
Okay. So that's it. Yeah. Silence is one of the tactics. Okay. Silence has always been golden, but you see, in the midst of you being like an easy prey, they are not even too sure when you are going to accelerate. You see, because then your tactics and your strategies are not known to them. Once you react, oh, okay, this is what she thought of me. You see, that lady gave me, for the close to like 15 or 20 minutes I spoke to her, she gave me from her own mouth a full rundown of what she thought about me. You know what she said? She said things like, I thought, oh, you didn't like me. You have meant me. Me. I don't know if that's how you say it in English. Me. You know those ones. The person said that. And I'm like, oh, when you think you are minding your own business, when you think you don't want to get into anybody's lane, this is what people think of you. And just I had to rectify that notion. I said, Madam, I don't have anything against you. All I said was that simple courtesy if you park in front of our house, can you just greet? When it's time for somebody to move, can you just move your car? That is all we demanded. And that was it. So from my reaction, I got a double dose of what she intended to do, what she thought of me, and what her conclusions about me and my actions a day before was. And now I am extremely careful. And do you know what I also did? I also gave her an opportunity, not in anger, to know what my real intentions for saying what I said that day was, to know how she thought, and to let her know that it is wrong to think like that. And lastly, I evangelized.
Wow.
I evangelized. Ordinarily, if I had applied the accelerator, I'm not sure I could have evangelized. We'll probably be living in enmity because it was boot for boot. Now, it was boot for slippers. And so, we are not at par. You came with fights. As somebody will say, you came with fire, I came with water.
That's all.
It's time to quench certain fire. Do we say fires? Fire.
Yes, we have so many fires.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's say fire. So I've said. So some people will come with fire, come with water to quench it. Let quenching be your mantra. I will quench your fire.
Simple.
No, it's not spiritual fire. As for the spiritual fire, when you quench it, you're in trouble. Quench the physical ones. Quench the fire of anger. The fire that you want to retaliate. The fire that people attack and you want to attack back. Quench it.
So I don't know, are you attacking or you are quenching it with calipo?
So this one is inside filler. So I came back this morning. I said, I feel like drinking something. I went to buy calipo. Hey, this is free adverts for them. They should be sponsoring. Quench it, quench it.
It's very necessary.
Yeah,
you need to quench it. You know. So Magdalene, you've been talking about verbal attacks.
Yeah.
And I really would be grateful if you could talk about emotional attacks too. You see, verbal attacks, we know they come from people.
Yeah.
Emotional attacks, I do want to believe that they are internal.
Sure.
Yes.
So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So it's just like maybe losing your parents at a very early stage of your life, and maybe one of your uncles have been given the opportunity or the mandate to take care of you. And anytime the man gives you money for school fees or gives you something and you go overboard or you are misbehaving small, they remind you of the fact that when your mother died and your father died, I've been taking care of you. If not for me, you wouldn't have. Emotionally, it's an attack.
Okay.
Secondly, there are people who attack your emotions just because maybe you like them and they like you or they don't like you. And that's the part that hurts. They will just be saying things, you cry, considered you. And ordinarily, between Kofi and Kweku, I was supposed to choose Kweku. But just because we're in the same church, and so what? I chose you. A person makes you feel like they're doing you a favor.
Wow.
Emotionally, people say things about your marriage, childbirth, your relationship, how you have not gotten a good paying job. Some of us who had first class, some people I know who have first class, they are not even getting jobs. The person is sitting with you, and the person knows you had first class. Emotionally, they are torturing you, and they know you don't have a job. And they attack the part that hurts because, for whoever had a first class, it's a lot of hard work.
Yes.
So if the person does not have a job now, and you say such a thing, it's kind of like you are rubbishing their effort.
Yes.
And so that's it. And we do all these things loosely, as usually it comes in the comments. So the verbal would rather translate into the emotional. The person says the thing to you, you go back home. Somebody will say, go to your private sanctuary, and you start thinking through it. Did he say this thing to me? Did he say this thing to me? Meanwhile, the person is clueless that the verbal things they said with regards to you not having a job, even though you had first class, they taking care of you when your parents die, and must you remind them that their parents are dead? Don't they know? Don't they know that they have first class certificates lying down and they can't get a well-paying job? Don't they know that they are old and they have to marry? Don't they know that they are childless and they are making effort to? Don't they know? But as I said, there are things we don't ask for it, but we get it. But how we react is always supreme.
You know what happened last week? This is a personal story. Like you're saying, even though I see that you're so attached to your calipo this morning.
No, I've given myself break. I was clearing my throat. It's not easy. Unless it's not easy.
Yeah. So last week, what happened was that was on Wednesday. I was doing this work for some big man, of course, and what he told me was that you are not working at the speed we expected you to. This is because, when we were picking you for this job, there were lots and lots of other people we could have given the job to. Humility it's not only humility we look at. And after the rundown, like you're just saying, he made me feel very bad that it was like a consideration. He considered me. But I also felt like I deserved it. That is why you gave
me the slot.
So why would you, because of this, and frankly, like you are saying, when I went to my
sanctuary, adoration chapel, that's how we call it.
I felt it.
Yeah, you feel it.
Bitterly.
And there's an attack because you are smart, you have potential, you have capability. Maybe the speed at which they expected is small. We learn on the job.
Exactly.
Don't we? And maybe that is it. But that is it. That's an employer's frank way of letting you know that you have to up your game.
Exactly.
But I mean, somebody will say your employer is not here to baby you or to put a mock in your mind. Say, my son, do it small, okay. But we can understand. But this is how people attack us. I know my PE teacher in secondary school who told one of my friends that you are not teachable. Just because the girl couldn't hold the hockey bat. And she was not from Ghana. She came from the States and she wanted to school here. And she just said, Maxine, did you hear me, sir? My host said, she said, I'm unteachable. Maybe she's not smart with hockey. That doesn't mean she's not teachable. And people have attacked us even now and will, even in the past and even in the future to come. We don't ask for it, but they will anyway. But how we react, how we take it is what matters. And it shouldn't shield us. It shouldn't let us doubt ourselves. It shouldn't let us think less of ourselves. Because if you allow what they say, that is why it is an attack. It will have an effect on you. Can we do a diversion? You know how it is like when people put signposts to let you know that the road has been diverted. Can you divert all those negative energies? Can you divert that attack? Can you divert those negative energies elsewhere? Can you say roadblock? This one is not mine. Can you take the other lane? Because that's what people do. And I'm not sure that we have diverted the course of other people. But unfortunately, they divert our course. While you are awake morning all bubbly, looking forward to having an awesome day, somebody attacks you and they divert your energy. Can we stop the diversion from them and divert their diversion? If you get it. Because whatever it is, it's unpleasant when somebody diverts your course. When you are used to taking a normal route and you get there only to be told that road is blocked. Can we start diverting people's road? Can we say, Master, this one you want to pass here, you can't pass here. Can you use the other lane? And you know how it is. When you are not comfortable with the other lane, it's either your journey is going to prolong, you are going to meet potholes because those are the roads you are not familiar with. Can we start sending all our attackers back to the other road because we have diverted their course and they cannot use that our road. They have to use other roads. And that's the part that would make us victorious, because I honestly will think that the more we become sensitive, and the word is sensitive, just be sensitive. Let your antennas be sensitive. When this one says, I smell trouble. I smell trouble. I smell fight. I smell argument. I smell insult. Can you, even in our families, our parents, you know your mother is coming to start a fight.
Yeah.
With that question they are asking, with that inquiry, with that statement. You know it. It's not for you to say I rebuke you, because the rebuking is in your diversion. You can't look and say I rebuke the spirit of, because you know the spirit, especially when you're spiritually in tune. You know the works of iniquities. You know the fruit of the flesh. You know it. Anger, bitterness. When they start translating in the person, know it and divert your course. And that's what God expects from us, that almost every time we win our battles, because we are victorious. Unfortunately, we are not winning because we are not being sensitive. We are acting based on our emotions, and that is not yielding the results that should be yielded. Sorry. So thank you so much for your attention this morning. This morning, all we are saying is that people attack us in various forms and in various ways. We don't ask for it, but we get it. Somebody said we don't ask, but you get served anyway. When you are served, can you divert? Can you apply the brakes instead of the accelerator? It might look like you're an easy prey. People can push over you, but can you not stoop to their level? Can you tell them, I see through you? I know that this thing you are saying, there's a result you so desire, but I'm not going to give you this. And once you are aware of what you are supposed to do, it helps you re-strategize. Can you just smile? Can you just not say anything? Can you just pretend that you didn't hear that loose statements fly? Can you stop fighting strangers? Some of us, we don't even know. There are some people, they are psychopaths. You don't know what is wrong with them. If you are to have a deep background of what is really happening in their life, when they utter a word, you even respond. Can you just let people have their way when you know that it is okay to apply the brakes? I nearly said brakes. Hey, American. Please, I'm partial American, so we'll take it like that. Brakes, okay, brakes. And then know that whatever it is, the results thereof of your actions, which might initially look like you're stupid, will yield results that will blow your mind. Just like I won that small victory. Just like I took my time to explain the reasons why I did what I did. Just like I didn't meet boot for boot, I met slippers for Chalwote. Can we just re-strategize? Can we just let people know that, this is how I used to behave in the past. If you attack, I attack back. But can we say this time, I will just increase my tolerance level. I know I have zero tolerance for taking some nonsense. Some of us, we have zero tolerance for policies against how people treat us and all that. But can we just tolerate a little bit of their nonsense? Because at the end of the day, trust me, the results thereof are mind-blowing. Thank you so much for your time. For all those who connected with us, I say a very big God bless you. It's been awesome. We started in June, right? Mm-hmm. We've done July, we've done August, and we are moving to September. And this show has been always vibrant, has been always exciting, just because I know that there are people who are always connected. And for all those who have stayed connected, faithful listeners of Random Thoughts and Penny Radio programs, say God richly bless you. I nearly said bless you. Hey, why? God, I'm taking my time. God richly, American, I'm partial American, so God richly bless you. Thank you so much for the support over the months, and we promise more exciting, beautiful, educative, and all that you will need to make your day awesome. I'm glad I can also be a blessing to you, and thank you so much for also being a blessing to us, because we know you are connected. Bye.
And so this is how we end the show, okay? Maxine is still in the studios here. And as I said, ending the month of August, okay, with me, to me, it's like a blessing. It's not like, a blessing. A blessing, special one, of course. And you see, the topic for today's discussion has been as to whether you want to always react, okay, when people attack you. That is, do you have to brake or you have to accelerate? and I have taken my bit of the message. And I do believe you've also been blessed by taking your bit of the message in whichever way you want to react. For me, I have taken the silence, which is golden, as she said it. I want to be silent, of course. You know, ignoring people sometimes make them feel like they are also stooped to a different level of your kind. You know, though magazine has ended, but let me put this across that I have in countless number of times been silent, not just silent, but just like ignored whatever that is coming my way, especially when I know that it will take another point of my time to also, you know, give you what you deserve. Just ignoring really pays. And so do not worry, we come your way Wednesday.
Yeah.
That is the 2nd of September. Yeah, so it's like starting a new month with the zine. So catch us live again each and every Mondays and Wednesdays 10:30 a.m. right here on Pen Radio, Hope for the Hopeless, to be with the zine. The show is dubbed Random Thoughts with the Zine. And so it is bye for now. Let's meet with other source of our programs. Until then, do enjoy spirit-filled gospel music right there on Pen Radio, Hope for the Hopeless. We are out.